Kenyy, the infamous, the unassuming, and the downright immortal. This little hooded guy has been put through all sorts of horrific killings. But don't just pull him down as an expendable joke, waiting around to meet yet again another gruesome end. He has come a huge way since his disposable beginnings. Throughout South Park's plentiful seasons, he's grown into one of the most fleshed out characters on the show. I'm Lydia from Screen Portal, and this is the evolution of Kenny McCormick. Kenny's origins. Voiced mainly by South Park creator Matt Stone, with a few exceptions, Kenny was actually inspired by a friend of Trey Parker, the other creator of South Park, who was also named Kenny. Apparently, real-life Kenny was one of the poorest kids in the neighborhood. He adorned an orange parka, which also made it hard to understand what he was saying.
Yeah! Woohoo! I did it! You're my class!
He would also skip school from time to time, prompting a joke amongst his friends that he had died, only for him to rejoin the group and attend school a few days later. Kenny begins. Kenny's been part of South Park's core 4 since day one, but in the earlier seasons, Kenny mostly took a backseat from all the happenings of the show, and pretty much existed just to be killed off. And so he built up a pretty extensive but gruesome death count from seasons 1 to 5. And just like clockwork, his deaths would prompt the well-known catchphrase,
"Oh my god, they killed Kenny!"
Though he died in almost every single season of the first 5 seasons, the boys never seem to remember his death come the next one. This trend has only broken a couple of times. One time was when Cartman acknowledged all of Kenny's deaths in the episode Cartman Land.
What, Kenny? He dies all the time!
But for the most part, Kenny's deaths went unknown and unacknowledged. His major first storyline didn't come until the South Park movie, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. In it, he plays a key role, interacting with Satan after entering Hell's Gate by dying. In South Park Town, all hell breaks loose when the apocalypse begins, but when Kenny helps Satan realize that his relationship with Saddam was toxic, he grants our hoodlum one wish. Instead of wishing to be alive again, he wishes for everything to go back to the way it was before the chaos. And after this good deed is granted, he ascends into heaven. But of course, he doesn't stay dead for very long. In the movie, we also see Kenny's face and hear his muffled voice for the first time.
Goodbye, you guys.
Very quickly, if you're enjoying the video, then please take a second to subscribe to the channel. Only a small portion of you who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and when you click that sexy red button, it helps the channel grow. Plus, it's completely free. Kenny dies again. While Kenny died only to be brought back in the very next episode, he was eventually killed off for an entire season. Basically the entirety of season 6. In season 5 episode 13, Kenny got his first real storyline when he died of a terminal illness. This decision came about because Matt Stone and Trey Parker tired of the trope of killing Kenny off every episode. They felt it was repetitive and made him a prop rather than a character, and to be honest, they became a bit bored of him completely. Though largely dead in season 6, Kenny was not forgotten. In one episode, the boys tried to build a ladder to heaven to get a ticket stub from Kenny, and later on his spirit possesses Cartman after he mixes Kenny's ashes with milk to make a shake.
Yeah, not bad.
While neither Stone or Parker was sure they'll bring Kenny back for good, they always entertained the idea. Therefore, Kenny returns. Our big guy finally makes his return at the end of season 6's episode 17, where almost completely out of nowhere, he arrives and joins the group.
Dude, where have you been?
Kenny's absence from the show obviously gave him a new thirst for life, as his tendency to die decreased dramatically. In fact, he's hardly died since. The jokes now are used very sparingly, which makes sense considering the reason why he was killed off for a season in the first place. He actually didn't die at all in seasons 10, 18, 19, 20, and 23. He only died 3 times in season 13, 5 times in 14, and only once in 15, 16, 21, and 22. Way to go, Kenny. But as his tendency to die died down, his screen time only went up. He began to have more substantial storylines, and we learned far more about him and his family. Such examples include the season 12 episode Major Boobage, where Kenny had hallucinations after cheesing. Season 14's episode Poor and Stupid, where he tried to kill Cartman for making a mockery of NASCAR, and throughout season 17's Black Friday trilogy, where he plays the part of Princess Kenny. These are only a portion of Kenny-heavy episodes, though no storyline has proved as significant as the one that involved his alter ego, MYSTERION.
I'm the symbol this town needs.
MYSTERION rises. MYSTERION first appeared in season 13's The Coon, where Kenny plays a Batman-type character, much to the annoyance of Cartman, who tries to do the same but unsuccessfully.
No! Dude, I'm seriously! You're being a copycat! I'll sue you!
While it's revealed to the town of South Park that Kenny is MYSTERION through his face reveal, we the audience didn't actually notice him due to the sameness of all the other characters' faces, which was a very nice touch.
Well, I'll be.
In the Coon and French trilogy that takes place in season 14, we finally find out that Kenny is MYSTERION in an exchange with his friends while they're dressed up and playing superheroes.
Dude, Kenny, chill out.
Throughout the saga, Kenny constantly tries to convince his friends that he does actually have the superpower ability of immortality. It turns out that his powers originated from when his parents visited a Cthulhu-worshipping death cult before he was born. Because of their involvement, every time he dies, his mum gives birth to him all over again, and by the next day, he's back to his current age in his bed. What's weird is that this reasoning was first hinted in the season 4 episode Cartman Joins Nambla, where Kenny dies and his mum gives birth to him all over again.
God, this must be the 50th time this has happened.
52nd.
So the trend of him dying and literally being reborn by his mum has already been somewhat established. When discussing his powers, Kenny expresses his frustration that no one remembers him dying and that it actually does hurt.
Nobody even remembers me dying.
But even so, he uses his ability to be reborn as a means in the Coon and French trilogy, committing suicide several times knowing that he'll wake up again. Even still, he makes it clear that he views his immortality as a curse. And while he doesn't get a complete answer as to why he's that way, we get more of a reasoning about Kenny dying 14 seasons after the show's premiere, and an abundance of deaths later. This is arguably the ultimate character development for Kenny. What was once just a funny plot device is now given a whole background and a storyline. Kenny continues. To this day, Kenny is very much still a part of the South Park franchise and continually evolves. Up until this point, he's died 98 times in the series and has gone through a significant amount of character growth. He started off as a plot device that got overused and dumped from the show itself to be brought back as a fully fledged, fleshed out character. One who got the chance to expand upon his significant amount of deaths, one of his most defining characteristics, and was given a reason as to why he dies so many times. What started out as a joke was worked into a real character trait, and who started out as an expendable character was made into more of an involved player in the South Park series. He's actually only been absent for 32 episodes so far, which isn't that much considering he was killed off for an entire season. The Kenny we know and love has been to hell and back quite literally, and he's also stopped off in heaven too. We also love the hysterical character Kenny is now, and the storylines we've got to see him be a part of. So there you have it, folks. That's the evolution of Kenny from South Park. Let me know your favourite Kenny moments in the comments below. And if you did like the video, then I'd really appreciate it if you took the time to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.